The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the participants and do not reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
BronxNet. Your voice, your views, your vision.
And good morning and welcome to another episode of Open, the one and only show that opens up the Bronx and the world to you. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS, the home of Jeff Fox, every day from 3 to 7 on BLS. Now, as usual, we've got a great show lined up for you. Leading off the show, we'll be talking about the issues that's both serious and insightful. Dr. Imani Jackson Rosario, she's going to tell us more about prostate cancer and what you can do to prevent it. Following that, we'll be joined by a radio personality whose voice has been heard throughout your radio speakers all over the tri-state area and all over the world, really. You can catch him. We'll tell you how. For more than 20 years, Jeff Fox from WBLS will join us to discuss his musical debut as well as his secret to keeping the musical groove alive. And then our next BronxNet guest will be the sports anchor Bobby C. He's here with us. And he's got the up-to-date, up-to-minute future of the NBA and give us his take on yesterday's Old Timers Day at Yankee Stadium. And we'll close up the show with Open Music series with musical guest Taylor Made Jazz. So stay tuned. All this and more headed your way because we are now open. And welcome back, everybody. Good morning. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee, and you're watching Open. Today is Monday, July 2nd, 2012. Just a few days away from the Big Bang, the 4th of July, and we've got a great show lined up for you. But before we go into that, I wanted to highlight that we were at the Beta Awards last Thursday, and I introduced Melly Mel's performance, and our own DJ Kool Clyde won another Beta Award, and he was like beside himself. He took a step back and said, "Wow, I won!" He jumped up and down, and he's on the ones and twos, cutting it up right now. Look, he's the band, the Late Night with David Letterman band.
Put me on the spot,
You just found out that I introduced you.
What's going on, man?
You feel good. Look, I know you're sleepy. You've been running around doing a lot of stuff, but you won that award. It made you jump up and down. How does it
man.
feel?
This was an excellent thing, man. This Beta Award for Best Educational Program. You know, this shows the greatness what BronxNet can bring to these public access stations. This is our Grammy, this is our Oscars to let us know that we could do it, man. And the great stuff that we're putting in, the content that we're putting out there to thousands of people, it's a great thing. And I think it's so important that we continue to inspire our young people.
Melly Mel.
Oh, yeah, that was a great performance Melly Mel did. That was great, man. It was also, he's participating in, getting the voters' registration together. And I think that's so key for young people to see what's really going on.
What do you think about the health care bill?
Yeah, it's a lot, man. I heard Ann Tripp talking about it recently. I mean, it's just so many different thoughts. But I think everybody should be insured. I think everybody should have health insurance. I think that's so important. I think that's key. And you have the elite who have money, and they have the best doctors. I mean, most people who are poor are using the emergency room for their primary doctors. And I think that's really crazy. I think that's insane. And I think they should be able to go to any doctor. If they're sick, they should go to any doctor and get help.
Well, we have a doctor in the house, and we're going to see what she thinks about that, too, and talk about many of the things that she's doing. Clyde, thank you so much, and congratulations once again.
Yeah, thank you. And also, K-Slay said to say, he wish he could have been there, but, it was a scheduled conflict. So K-Slay from Hot 97.
Yeah,
all right.
He'll make the next one. All right. This past week, the Bronx Old Timers Day, they honored the 25 most influential women of the Bronx. Let's take a look.
Amazing Grace. They came from all walks of life. 25 women, all from the Bronx, each celebrated this year as the borough's most influential by the Bronx Times Reporter in their third annual salute.
Heather, did I add some stuff in there?
Included were those widely known for their work to stabilize and grow the Bronx economy. Madeline Marquez, executive director of the Bronx Initiative Corporation, has worked to provide loans for small businesses.
When I first found out that I was being honored, I was really humbled by the idea that I was even in the category of some of these 25 women.
And Josephine Infante, executive director of the Hunts Point Development Corporation, was credited for her work to keep the world's largest food distribution center right where it is in the Bronx.
I think it's absolutely fantastic to be honored with a lot of other women who are just as energetic and have brought so much life to the Bronx.
Some making news while others working behind the scenes, making communities a better place to live, like activist Sally Caldwell.
When I first got the call, I couldn't believe it. And I sat on the phone with it to my ear for the longest, although they were still on the phone. And I had to apologize because it was so exciting.
Ann Myers is a world-class opera singer and now choir director at the Church of St. Benedict.
I was shocked and honored and privileged. It was such an amazing moment for me to be chosen.
Serving as mentors to a new generation coming up are Madaha Kinsey Lamb, executive director of Mind Builders, and Anna Isabel Garcia Reyes, a dean of community relations at Hostos Community College.
It takes a different kind of person to be a mind builder, a different teacher to be a mind builder.
Being a role model in the community is important, especially for young people who are looking for role models and people that can guide and help them.
Arlena Linde from St. Barnabas Hospital was recognized for spearheading two major projects, an anti-cessation and an anti-sweetened beverage campaign. And Sister Celine Mary Flores cares for the elderly at the Providence Rest Nursing Home.
The most important thing about this event is that we honor women who normally do not get honored.
And the project is personal for John Colazzi, publisher of the Bronx Times Reporter, who created it to acknowledge all the work women do.
Every woman that we choose has left a mark, and they haven't done it passively. They fought every step of the way to make their advocacy work.
I know these women all my life, and I met them through the business because not only do they celebrate, are they being honored, but they celebrate their own the people that work for them.
This closes out another celebration of 25 influential women from the Bronx until next year. For BronxNet, this is Arlene Makoko.
And welcome back, everybody. Here we go. All right. It's Channel 67's open, and you're right here with us. And thank you for tuning in and checking it all out. Our first guest is a urologist who received her residency at the University of Medicine and Dentistry of New Jersey. She is here to discuss prostate cancer, including its symptoms and how it can be prevented. Please welcome Dr. Imani Jackson Rosario. We welcome you to the show.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Yes. Now we're going to sit in the most favorite part of your house,
okay.
And we're going to talk about this prostate cancer that a lot of people are getting. What is prostate cancer?
Okay, so we should start by actually talking about what is the prostate itself.
What is the prostate?
A lot of people don't know what that is. So the prostate is basically a gland, and it doesn't really have much of a function outside of sort of contributing nutrients and nutrition and fluid to the seminal fluid, which is basically what the body produces in order for a man to reproduce.
Yes.
And so that's the prostate.
That's important.
And it's very important. It is, but you can live without it, okay? But as far as your reproductive health, it's sort of important to that. But it's not a requirement to have a prostate to live. So that's the first thing that I usually start talking about. What is the prostate? So cancer of the prostate, like most other cancers, basically is when the cells, the building blocks of the prostate, actually start to grow out of control. And so that's cancer.
What can cause that?
Well, prostate cancer, unlike lung cancer, which we know there's a direct relationship between smoking and lung cancer, it doesn't really have a direct cause that we can say this is what causes prostate cancer. There is an association with obesity. There is an association with smoking and sort of unhealthy, lifestyle habits. But there's no one thing that causes it.
Yeah. Unhealthy lifestyle habits.
Mm-hmm.
There's a guy that sings with the Gap Band. His name. Well, we know many people with prostate problems and troubles. But Charlie Wilson of the Gap Band.
Right.
And he's cancer free right now. But he always talks about it. He's an advocate for it. I don't know if it's an unhealthy lifestyle, but on the road all the time, not getting enough sleep and traveling.
Yeah,
and
I mean, definitely a stressful lifestyle, not getting enough sleep, a poor diet, all of those things definitely don't help. We haven't found a direct relationship between those things yet, but, just in general, staying healthy kind of helps ward off prostate cancer and other, sorts of illnesses.
And what are the symptoms?
Well, that's the problem. That's what one of the points that I really wanted to stress today is that there really aren't many specific symptoms related to prostate cancer, especially in its early stages. And that, leads us to the whole point about screening, which we'll talk about. But with prostate cancer, by the time symptoms actually develop, the disease is usually sort of out of the gate, and we can't really do anything about it to cure it. Okay, so that's why it's such a sort of scary disease in a lot of ways, because you don't really get any signs until it's too late. And that's why it's so important for, to undergo screening.
So what do they talk about on TV when they talk about having trouble going to the bathroom or frequent visits to the bathroom throughout the night?
Okay. The most common cause of those types of symptoms is enlarged prostate, which is actually not cancerous. Okay. It has nothing to do with prostate cancer. It's sort of its own disease process. And it's very common in older men, in the middle-aged men, very common, very treatable, very curable, and in general, not life-threatening, okay?
And what made you want to get involved in this?
Well, one of the things that actually well, first of all, I'm a urologist, and so we have the job of taking care of men's sexual health and prostate issues and things like that. But for me, this issue is extremely important because, as you might know, as a lot of people may not, however, is that prostate cancer is a special problem within the African American community and within the minority community, okay? In general, men have a 1 in 6 chance of being diagnosed with prostate cancer. But for African American men or men of African descent, that risk is actually double. Okay, so 1 in 3 men of African descent will be diagnosed with prostate cancer.
Right, so how many men in the United States are impacted by prostate cancer?
1 in 6.
1 in 6.
It's about 1 in 6, yes.
1 in 6. And you said it doesn't have any symptoms, but you need to take a PSA test.
Right. So that brings us to the, to the concept of screening. And the good thing about prostate cancer is that we have a test, we have a way to find it early before it actually becomes incurable. If we can diagnose prostate cancer, detect it, it's extremely treatable and it's curable. And we can save lives. Okay. So there are...
I'm jumping. Right?
No, that's fine. That's fine. There are many different treatments for prostate cancer. And surgery is one of the most common. And as a urologist, we perform prostate surgery, and there are lots of new developments in the area of prostate surgery, so it's very exciting stuff. And in the past, prostate cancer surgery was associated with impotence and problems with erections, urinary problems. So we've had some advancements lately that make those things more manageable.
And they had I think they had procedures in the past where they snipped the testicles because they felt that the proteins from the testicles feeds the hormone.
Actually, wow, this guy's really informed. Actually, yes, and what you're talking about is we call it orchiectomy. That's basically castration, where we remove the testicles. Now that, I don't want to scare anybody because that's really only for a very advanced staged prostate cancer. And, fortunately, because of PSA testing and prostate cancer screening, we can sort of deal with the disease before we actually need something as drastic as surgical castration.
And then you'll have your sweats, you get hot and cold.
Yeah, you can get hot flashes. Yeah,
breasts.
Because basically the testicles are responsible for producing testosterone. Right. And when you remove the testicles, you get rid of the testosterone and you get all of these unwanted effects from that, which are all treatable, by the way, all treatable.
Yeah. Okay, so you're into robotic surgery and all that stuff, right? That's
Yes.
one of the other options?
Yeah, so robotic surgery, robotic prostatectomy is one of those advances that I was talking about a little bit. The robotic surgery actually has sort of revolutionized prostate cancer surgery. It's sort of, it's very cutting edge, and basically what it does is it allows the doctor to operate with more surgical precision, which is important because one of the complications of prostate cancer surgery is damage to the nerves that control the male erection. So with the robotic system, we have better magnification, and we can have more fine control over the instrument so that we can actually preserve the nerves that are responsible
And that's
for the
probably
erection.
one of the reasons why men don't want to go get checked in that area, It don't damage my nerves. I still want to, function in that area if I can.
Exactly. And in the past, after prostate cancer surgery, men did have a lot of trouble with their sexual function, but with the robotic surgery, with, the new medications that we have, we can pretty much get any man his erections back after surgery. So it's less of a problem.
You can get your erection back after surgery.
Absolutely. Yes, you can.
So you won't have any problems in that department, but you just won't be able to reproduce.
You won't be able to reproduce through normal intercourse because after the prostate is removed, there's no ejaculation. Okay.
Can you save your eggs?
You can.
Or sperm?
Men will always, produce sperm, and we can basically extract it directly from the testicle and use it for.
Those are the words.
Yeah.
Extract it successfully from the testicles.
That's done under anesthesia, so it's all good.
Now you deal with a number of other things too. Tell us. I see medical, including enlarged prostate, erectile dysfunction, kidney stones, kidney cancer, bladder cancer, and urinary.
I'm glad you brought up bladder cancer. As a urologist, I do treat all of those different things. And one thing that's important to let the audience know is that most urologists also treat women for different things. So it's not just a specialty aimed at the problems of men. So incontinence, urinary incontinence in women is something else that I treat. And then I'm glad you brought up bladder cancer because one thing that people don't know is smoking, in addition to causing lung cancer, also causes bladder cancer. So that is another reason why people need to quit smoking.
Now, can a number of these things join together? Can you have a problem in one area that will, if you don't take care of it, lead to urinary tract infections and cancers and stuff like that?
Absolutely. Bladder stones can cause bladder cancer, sort of indirectly. There's, in a lot of cases when we actually do surgery for bladder cancer where we remove the bladder, the prostate actually comes with it because they live side by side within the pelvis. And when we take the bladder out to treat bladder cancer, we always analyze the prostate. And in a lot of cases, there's cancer in the prostate when we take out the bladder that people didn't know about.
Doctor, what are some of the things that we can do to prevent those stages that we spoke about?
Okay. Well, the first thing that I always tell people to do is stop smoking. Okay, because in addition to lung cancer and bladder cancer, there are several other cancers that smoking causes. Okay, tongue cancer, throat cancer, all of those things, which can be devastating diseases. So the first thing that we all need to do is quit smoking. That's the best way to stay healthy. I'm sorry, go ahead. And exercise.
Exercise. You got to get that in.
Which we all need to do.
Got to get it in. Now, you're not the only surgeon in your family, right? You have a dog.
I have a dog. I have a dog, yes. My dog, unfortunately, though I know he's smart enough to be one, he has not quite yet become a surgeon, but he is a certified pet therapy dog.
There you go.
And he basically just had a natural gift for it. And what that is, a pet therapy dog, is basically a dog who has special training and sort of the right temperament, who can go into hospitals, pediatric wards, nursing homes, and basically they just bring a lot of joy and relaxation to patients. And there actually are scientific studies that do show that a patient who's hospitalized, when they receive a visit from a pet therapy dog, the blood pressure goes down.
Yes, indeed.
The requirement for pain medication goes down. And it basically just lifts their spirits, which actually helps them fight whatever disease process they're dealing with in the hospital.
Jeff, I wonder if DJs can travel with dogs, sometimes, in the community, We want to bump our pressure down just
I
a
think
little
everybody should travel with dogs.
bit. And his name is Oliver.
His
Thank
name
you
is
so
Oliver.
much. And your name is Dr. Imani Jackson Rosario, urologist, UMD, NJ at the University Hospital. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Where can we contact you for more information?
Well, you can contact me through the University of Medicine and Dentistry of New Jersey's website. There's a physician listing. Also, my phone number is 973-972-4488. I have a wonderful lady named Felicia who will take your phone call. I'm also available via email at what's the best email? jacksom@umdnj.edu.
Can you give me that number one more time?
973-972-4488.
Everybody call Felicia. Thank you so much, Doctor.
You're welcome. Thanks, Bob. Thank you so much.
All right, we got to take a quick break, but up next, from 107.5 WBLS in New York City, the Powerhouse, Jeff Fox. He's going to join us right here, so stick around. You know what I'm saying.
From the left to the right side, we're worldwide. From the east to the west side, get it, girl, that's right.
You know, when I was younger, man, my brother was the one who really took care of me, man.
Is that right?
Hey, he'd wake me up in the morning, get me ready for school, take a shower, make me some breakfast.
Where your brother at now?
Oh, you know, Iraq. I get lonely, nobody to talk to. I felt like quitting school. He looked at me dead in my eye, he told me, if not for me, do it for him.
Give Josh and our class of 08 the boost they need to graduate. Join us at boostup.org.
These things we count on every day started as ideas. Ideas from the minds of African Americans. Support minority education today so we don't miss out on the next big idea tomorrow. The United Negro College Fund. A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Hi, I'm Sean Johnson of the 2008 U.S. Gymnastics team. I'm here with our friends from Veggie Tales to say, be a player, get up and play an hour a day.
Besides gymnastics, how do you stay in great shape, Sean?
I love to dance and rollerblade.
Cool.
You don't have to be an Olympian to be a player. Just do the things you already love to do, like jump rope, ride a bike, or even play freeze tag.
Now that's something to flip for.
Well done! For fun ways to get healthy, visit www.smallstep.gov.
Now, Krista, make sure you stay with her the whole time. She's new to the country. This is her first day. This is a brand new country. It's a whole different culture.
Gonna be okay.
Now, make sure you stay with her the whole time. I'll be here right after school to pick you up.
Okay, Mom.
Okay, have fun. Bye-bye.
Bye. Ignore my mom. She's so annoying. She's totally freaking out about this whole thing. She freaks out about everything. She always does that. Ugh. Ignore my mom. So, ready for your first day in the Wicked Castle of Doom? I mean, like, seriously, it's so boring. I don't know how they could put us through this, like, every single day. How many schools do you have in your village? None.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee. Ku Clyde on the ones and twos. Our next guest is a colleague of mine whose show, The Jeff Fox Show, airs weekdays from 3 to 7 on 107.5 WBLS, and he rocks the house. He has a bunch of stuff that he has implemented, always has content, and he does a lot. Please welcome our friend, Jeff Fox.
Hey!
Hey, man.
I know why you did that.
I got it from you. We talked about this so long. Now I get a chance to sit with you.
Yeah,
we go
man.
back a long way, man.
Yeah.
Clyde!
Cool, Clyde.
Oh, man. This is going to be fun, Bob.
Yeah.
I'm going to interview you. How are you, Bob?
I'm good. All right, let me sit back. Roll change. Here we go.
How long we known each other, man?
We've known each other for a while. I mean, I saw you when you came over to BLS first time. You moved back to Kiss FM, then you came back again.
Right.
You know, but all along you've been playing in this band.
I've been playing in my Jeff Fox
Jeff
band
Fox
for a long
band.
time. Well, one of my best Bob Lee memories. I got so many of them. The African Day Parade. That we
I know what you're going to say.
We do this parade every year. And it doesn't matter what station I'm at. It's that when I get to 125th Street, we always say, "Where's Bob? Where's Bob?" Because you're kind of like the ringmaster right there, and have been for so many years. And it's just good to we see each other every day. So this is good. You told me about the show. And fantastic. I think everybody here is fantastic.
Yeah.
I give you a round of applause.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful job, man.
Jeff Fox, you've been in it for a while. A lot of people have sat in that seat there. You had the first lady of WBLS, Vi Higginson, Hal Jackson, Ken Webb, Vaughn Harper's been here.
Wow.
You know, and you're sitting here. Now, how did you? Everybody spoke about how they got started in the radio and what they did, some of the things that they went through. How did you get started? Did you start playing in the band first, or you?
I was doing music first.
Yeah.
You know, I'm from Cleveland. So we did music, you know, grew up playing music because in the 70s, everybody was playing guitar and bass and drums because that was, you know, in the 70s. Now, Clyde is doing the turntable thing.
Yeah.
But before that, everybody was playing instruments.
I was playing too, man.
What'd you play, Bob?
The air bass.
No, we're going to get
I
you
really
on
didn't
that.
have anything.
We're going to get you on that. And I think I got in the radio by accident.
Yeah.
I was doing a lot of theater, you know, and I was playing a slave. And it was one of those jobs that they gave kids that didn't have a lot of money for the school program under the Carter administration.
In Cleveland.
In Cleveland. Mm-hmm. And I just couldn't get the slave thing together. You know, I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't walk in and say, yo, I just can't do it. And so I quit. And I went back to the lady.
How could you quit being a slave?
Yeah, really. You know, I said, I can't do this slave thing, so is anything else? And then they said, well, you can do welding, you can do carpentry, there's electrician, there's radio. And so they sent me to school for radio.
Wow. Yeah.
And I took a radio course, and the next thing I know, I was working at a radio station. And that's going all the way back to mid-70s.
Yeah.
Mid-70s, yeah.
So now we can hear you on WBLS and also on
Sirius XM.
Sirius XM.
Yeah, that's a wonderful. It's because it's satellite. It's all over the country.
I know. I drove all the way down south. I said, "Oh man."
Yeah, you know. Yeah,
I heard you. You know how the stations change and everything. When you go into another state or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was with your station all the way down south.
Yeah, you always
all the way
call
down.
me. You always been. You're just the greatest guy, man.
Hey, Jeff, they're playing you in South Carolina.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
They're playing you in St. Thomas.
That's really cool, man. I love that, man.
Tell us about how the industry has changed since when you first started.
It's funny, you know, it changes and it goes back around again.
It comes full circle?
It's like a full circle. When I first started, it was a lot of personality, a lot of localization, you know, and then you go through a thing where there's celebrities, and then you go through a thing where it's syndication.
Yeah.
And then you go through a thing where it goes right back around to localization.
But what are those things that you spoke about to the person that doesn't know anything about radio too much?
Okay, well, celebrity is when you get comedians or folks who have been in movies or musical artists that want to host a show, and they'll build a show around those folks. Like I worked for Isaac Hayes for a year or so, and that was a lot of fun. And then you have syndication where you have one host, and he's plugged into all the stations all over the country, you know, and that takes away localization. And then after a while, that goes away, and then the local guys, you know, I love localization because it's nothing like being in the city and talking to the people in the city that you live.
Yeah, a lot of college students were worried about that. Well, you know, when I graduate, you know, how do I get involved in radio? If you got syndication all over the place, you got one guy on 100 radio stations.
No, that's true. That's true, because when I started out, I had a chance to to work in smaller markets and make mistakes.
Yeah.
You know, and learn how to get the bumps and the bruises.
Right.
You know, before you get to a bigger market like New York City, you don't get many chances to mess up. You know?
Right.
So you need
This is it, the number one market in the world.
You need those smaller markets so you can cut your teeth on that, as it were. You know.
Tell us about some of your shining moments on the air. You know,
Oh,
you have
man.
fun. You have fun every day. It's like hard to pinpoint.
Yeah.
But you met so many wonderful artists, and you've had so many wonderful days on the
just
air.
like you. I think we've met them all, haven't we?
Yes.
We've met them all from Quincy Jones to Isaac Hayes to James Brown.
Michael
James
Jackson.
Brown. Oh yeah, James Brown will walk into the studio, and when James would walk in, we just start clapping and didn't know why. He just walked in. And the thing about James Brown, he expected it. You know, because he was the Godfather. But he was a wonderful man.
A lot of people knew why.
He was a wonderful man. Who else did I like? I love it. Oh man, so many people I love. I think Beyonce. She's just the nicest person in the world. She's wonderful.
And not everybody's that way, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of nice people in the business. They come through and they treat you like they're supposed to treat you.
Yeah.
You know, because they understand that people help them to get where they are.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
other people don't realize that, and they just treat you all.
Who of all the folks that you met, who sticks out for you?
Well, you know, I met the Michael Jackson, the Jackson family on that first tour.
You met Michael? See, I never met Michael.
Yeah,
Saw him walk by once. What was he like?
He was a nice, mellow guy. He was a nice person. You know,
Yeah.
he would look you in the eye. A lot of people don't look you in the eye and speak to you. You know, they think you're somebody else or somebody that they don't need to be talking to or somebody who can't help them climb to the next level.
Yeah.
But he keeps you on that level, and then he'll talk to you. The whole Jackson family.
You know,
is really cool.
the brothers were at the station last week.
Yeah.
And they were really cool.
The
They have
Jackson
always. I
family.
saw them this weekend, as a matter of fact.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Unity tour. They did a good job.
The
They had a
Jackson.
nice tribute to their brother, and it brought tears to your eyes to see
Yeah.
them on stage. Man. It was
Beautiful.
really great.
They were at the Apollo Theater first.
And then they did the Apollo. Then they did. They went to Atlantic City. I saw them in Jersey at the Berg Impact. They were really
Beautiful. Now you have the CD out.
Right.
You rock that bass.
Yeah.
Tell us about this beautiful CD that you have out.
This is my second musical effort. This is called Pocket. This CD is dedicated, this particular cut, to bass players. You know, I guess if you were to play an instrument, you would be a bass player.
Yeah,
right?
I would love that bass.
Yeah, yeah.
But I did carry my friend's drums, though.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So this cut, I grew up with a lot of great bass players. I grew up with. Am I one of these? Yeah, that's Billy Grant right there. Who lives in the Bronx.
Yeah.
Now, he's a bad boy. You know, he's bad. And on this cut, I've dedicated the whole track to bass players, going back to James Jamerson, who was the bass player for Motown, to Willie Weeks, who was a bass player for Donny Hathaway, and of course the great ones that we know like Stanley Clarke and Larry Graham. And so I was able to get a guy like Billy Grant. I got Stanley Banks on this track, who plays for George Benson. All those George Benson hits and Donald Byrd hits. He's on the track doing some great solos.
Wow.
I've got Barry Sunjohn Johnson. Now, he plays for Chic. He plays for Kenny G and so many folks, and he's a bad boy. He's out of Jamaica, Queens, and he's really bad.
Yeah.
You know?
Where can we get more information on this? Because we need to get you down here with the band and everything.
We're going to
Get on
have to
the
do
other
that.
Stage
We're going to have
and
to do
tear
that.
it up.
You got to see it. Check it out at JeffFoxShow.com. Yeah. JeffFoxShow.com. You get the single. I'll give you the video. I'll send you an autograph, a copy. It'll be great.
JeffFoxShow.com.
Yeah.
Check him out each and every day right here on the, well, you can check him out right here at the Channel 67 is open too, but each and every day on WBLS 107.5. That's from 3 to 7, everybody, 3 to 7. And we got a wonderful lineup right there. Jeff Fox, thank you so much.
That's it?
Well,
thank you, Bob. Thanks.
Well, we got to get a whole show for you.
The Clyde!
We got to give you more than a segment.
Thank you, Bob.
We got to take another break, but up next, Jeff Fox is funny. He always has me on my toes. Up next, we're joined by BronxNet sports anchor Bobby C. But first, let's check out a clip from Jeff's all-new music video. Check this out, Jeff.
How you doing? I just want regular, no sugar today.
You got it.
Thanks. Hello. Hi. Did you eat that whole thing today?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hi, how you doing?
She's getting big, huh?
Good. Yeah, she is big. Let's, great haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks cute. Come on, let's go. Nice to see you. Thanks a lot.
If only child abuse were this easy to recognize. If you even suspect abuse, call 1-800-4-A-CHILD. All calls are anonymous and confidential. Trust your instincts.
We begin our Monday morning sports roundup at the Big Ballpark in the Bronx, where our BronxNet cameras braved the 95-degree heat Sunday to tune in to the 66th annual Yankee All-Timers festivities. Legends Whitey Ford, Yogi Berra, Rickey Henderson, and a cast of others were on hand to celebrate Yankee tradition at the stadium. We'll have a full Yankee Insider on Friday's show. As for the current Bronx Bombers, the Yankees split their 4-game series with the Chicago White Sox. Starter Phil Hughes pitched a solid 8 innings in a 4-2 win. He was backed by slugging second baseman Robinson Cano, who connected on his 20th home run of the season. His tie-breaking shot helped the Yankees get even with another division leader. It was some afternoon for Cano, who earlier in the day was named to the All-Star team. He will start at second base. Cano's double-play partner, the captain Derek Jeter, will start at shortstop. And Curtis Granderson also got the starting nod from the fans for the 83rd All-Star game in Kansas City on July 10th. Granderson will start in the outfield. 4 Yankees will pack their bags to represent the junior circuit, including injured ace CC Sabathia. The Yankees hit the road this week for 3 straight in Tampa Bay, beginning with tonight's matchup against their American League East rival. The week and the first half of the regular season will be capped in Boston in a 4-game series that includes an early season makeup this upcoming weekend. It was a great homestand for the Bronx Bombers, highlighted by the conclusion of Hope Week on Friday. We'll have an in-depth look this Friday on the final 2 events from Hope Week, which centered on 2 Bronx stories. Here's a glimpse into the Glamour Gals. Check this out.
It's obviously such a special day, not only for us and the Yankees to come here and do this, but for the elderly here in the senior home. They obviously really excited about us being here, and just try and bring a smile to their face.
What has it been like to have the Yankees here today?
Oh, you have no idea. I cannot even describe it, because I've seen the Yankees in Europe. You know, in the picture, before a movie, they were showing sports. And I used to take a look, and I came to the United States, and I saw my Yankees life and doing things, and it was just beautiful.
It's great to see that people are interested in giving back, and I'm always proud to be a Yankee fan. And 3 generations, what an opportunity to meet and greet and be greeted and be treated, so special. The people that come here are trying to get well or, are living here. And it's so important for them to have community interaction. And I know my mother's not going to forget that. And we certainly won't forget it either. I know we will. Thank you.
Across town, the New York Mets are also strutting their stuff. The Amazons played extremely well on the West Coast, winning 3 of 4 despite Sunday's 8-3 defeat to the Dodgers. Meanwhile, the Mets will send 2 to the All-Star game at KC. Starter R.A. Dickey will take the hill and start the All-Star game, and slugging third baseman David Wright is an alternate on the National League squad. The Mets are home this week for 6 straight, starting with 3 against Philadelphia on Tuesday night and followed by a weekend series against Chicago at Citi Field. Time for some quick hitters from around the world of sports. Former Yankee manager Joe Torre said during Sunday's all-timer festivities that Roger Clemens belongs in the Hall of Fame. Torre endorsed Clemens, who 2 weeks ago was found not guilty on 6 counts of charges that he lied to Congress in 2008 about his use of performance-enhancing drugs. Former Yankee and Met Robin Ventura, now the manager of the Chicago White Sox, said Derek Jeter, who he once played alongside in the infield, is the #1 Yankee of all time. Jeter passed his boyhood idol, Hall of Famer Cal Ripken Jr. for 13th on the hit list during the homestand. The Yanks acquired right-hander reliever Chad Qualls from Philadelphia Sunday in exchange for a player to be named or cash considerations. Mets catcher Josh Tolley has advice for San Francisco catcher Buster Posey, who will be behind the plate catching R.A. Dickey in the All-Star game. For more on that, check out the article on Mets.com. Our local NBA draft snubs, Mount Vernon's Kevin Jones of West Virginia and Queens product Scott Machado of Iona, are getting closer to realizing their dreams after being left out last Thursday night at the Prudential Center in the draft. Jones will play for Cleveland in the upcoming NBA Summer League in 2 weeks, while Machado is on the radar in Utah. He may join their Summer League squad as well. Both will be fighting for a roster spot. St. John's standout Mo Harkless has already earned his in Philadelphia. Here's the first rounder.
Maurice, Bobby C, BronxNet TV. I know it was a short period of time, but if you can, just talk about what St. John's was able to do for you.
It kind of just being there humbled me a lot. I was already humbled, but definitely being there, working with Coach Rico and Coach Dunlap, who's now the coach of the Bobcats. They taught me how to really work hard and how to dedicate myself to the game, and I think that they helped me a lot with the little things. I'm really thankful for this opportunity and thankful to the Philadelphia organization for drafting me. I'm going to work really hard and try to help the team out in any way that I can.
NBA free agency kicked off this weekend. Forward Gerald Wallace has re-signed with the Nets, while Orlando All-Star Dwight Howard has requested a trade to Brooklyn. Nets playmaker Darren Williams will likely make a decision today or tomorrow, and most definitely before July 5th when he joins Team USA in Las Vegas. Williams has narrowed his list to Brooklyn and Dallas, where he was a high school standout. Former Nets playmaker Jason Kidd is set to join D. Will if he stays in Brooklyn or if he joins Dallas. The Knicks won the bird rights for Jeremy Lin, but sources are now saying that Lin's return to the Knicks is not set in stone. The bird rights will allow the Knicks to re-sign Lin and several others, including J.R. Smith and Steve Novak, and still add another contract. They have offered about $3 million. Well, that's what they have right now. The Knicks are reportedly already in talks with Steve Nash, who was offered a 3-year deal for $36 million by the Toronto Raptors on Sunday. The Knicks could swing a sign and trade for Nash that would provide him with a much larger deal. We shift gears to Wimbledon, where the action is now in the fourth round. Serena Williams survived a 3-set win to advance. Check out ESPN2 and ESPN3 for more coverage today. On the links, Tiger Woods wins at Congressional. He wrapped up another win at the AT&T National for his 74th career win, moving him past Jack Nicklaus in his second place on the PGA Tour, 8 short of Sam Snead's record. On the ice, Marty Brodeur will be back in goal for New Jersey. He inks a 2-year, $9 million deal with the Devils. And my Paisans in Morris Park and around the Bronx Sunday was a tough one on the pitch, where Italy lost 4-0 to Spain in the Euro Cup final. Those are the headlines. We hit the C-list for a quick summer football thought. The NFL's top 100 players of 2012 list is out. The list is voted on by the players. Can anyone guess where New York Giants quarterback Eli Manning is on the list? He's ranked number 31. Defensive stalwarts Justin Tuck and Chris Canty said that's insane, and I'm inclined to agree, although Manning is the 5th-ranked QB on the list behind Aaron Rodgers, who went first overall, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, and Ben Roethlisberger. What does Eli have to do to earn some more respect amongst his peers? He's a top 10 player in my book and could easily go ahead of any of those QBs. He beat Rodgers in the playoffs, and he downed Brady in the Super Bowl for the 2nd time in his career. He has 2 rings and 2 Super Bowl MVPs. Simply put, he's clutch in the big games. But at the end of the day, folks, Manning and Giant fans should not care. Championships define legacy, not top 100 lists. That's your sports. I'm Bobby C. What do you think, Dr. Bob? Right? Who cares if you're number 31? Because it's all about the bling.
It's all about the bling bling.
All about the
.com.
bling bling.
So what's going to happen with the Yankees and the Mets?
Playoff
Mets
bound.
are playing.
Playoff bound.
You think they're
Both of them, yeah.
They'll both come in?
I'm not
You
going to
think they'll
say
be playing
Subway
one another?
Series, but
It'll be like a mega World Series
nice to have
Subway
that.
Series.
It would be nice to have that. But I think they're both going to the playoffs.
They're both
Mets
playing
got
very, very well.
Santana and Dickey. They got nice rotation at the top. And the Yankees, look at all the injuries they have, and they're still in first place.
Wow. Great.
So it looks good.
Bobby C, always a great job, man.
Great job
always
on the
nice
show.
to have you, okay?
Good job.
Thank you, Bobby. Up next, our open summer music series will continue right here. The performance by TaylorMade Jazz. TaylorMade sounds like golf, right? TaylorMade Golf Club. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this. Bobby C, hey!
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
These things we count on every day started as ideas. Ideas from the minds of African Americans. Support minority education today so we don't miss out on the next big idea tomorrow. The United Negro College Fund. A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Hi, I'm Sean Johnson of the 2008 U.S. Gymnastics team. I'm here with our friends from VeggieTales to say, be a player, get up and play an hour a day.
Besides gymnastics, how do you stay in great shape, Sean?
I love to dance and rollerblade.
Cool.
You don't have to be an Olympian to be a player. Just do the things you already love to do, like jump rope, ride a bike, or even play freeze tag.
Now that's something to flip for.
Well done! For fun ways to get healthy, visit www.smallstep.gov.
Hi, I'm Sonia Richards of the 2008 U.S. Track and Field team. I'm here with our friends from Jane and the Dragon to say,
The amount counts, so keep portions under control.
When you're on the go, there's nothing better than a healthy snack to give you a boost. But remember, portions count too.
I love fast food, fruit that is. It's the perfect size and great to eat on the fly.
You've got the idea. For fun ways to get healthy, visit www.smallstep.gov.
And welcome back to Open, everybody. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS, the home of the Jeff Fox Show, each and every day from 3 to 7. The beat goes on and on and on until the break of dawn, and we continue our Open Music Summer Series. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome and put your hands together for Taylor Made Jazz, Melissa Kate Productions. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Give them a big round of applause.
Van, that sounds good. Time doesn't move the same for everyone. Some days it just moves slow. I've been consumed with passing hours and missed when your lines began to deepen and grow. I watch you pass through time like lightning, a flash, and once again you're gone. My mornings come in waves and slowly, but you're the rooster calling to the dawn. You know time goes lightly, time slips by through spaces undertow. Time goes lightly, time slips by before we get to know all we really know. You say my youth means I can linger, and I'll see days you never will. All I know is when I'm with you, I want every moment to stand still. 'Cause time goes lightly, time slips by through spaces undertow. Time goes lightly, time slips by before we get to know all we really know. undertow. Time goes lightly, time slips by before we get to know all we know. Well, time goes lightly, time slips by through spaces undertow. Time goes lightly, time slips by before we get to know all we really know.
Ho! I like it, I like it, I like it, I like it. Yeah. Melissa Kate, ladies and gentlemen, give her a big round of applause. Tailor-made Jazz. Who's the young man on the keys?
Oh, this is Van Taylor.
Hello. Van Taylor's in the house. Give Van Taylor a big round of applause, too. Hey. He got into it. Tell us about Tailor-made Jazz and how it was started.
Well, Tailor-made Jazz goes back to 1987, offshoot back of a group called USC Topaz in the 70s. And we went on to entertain our troops worldwide, been over to about 19 tours worldwide.
Beautiful.
We won several awards throughout our time and several CDs. We support charities worldwide. The Hunger Project is one of our biggest ones that we support back at home, but also on a global scale. We feature a lot of artists, and our featured artist is Melissa Kate.
Melissa Kate.
We'll be coming to Birdland, actually, July 12th.
Yeah.
Birdland.
Really
we heard
excited
about that.
to come back to New York and perform at Birdland. That's a great venue.
Oh, yeah. A lot of great artists have stepped on that stage there. A lot of great hosts, too. Jeff Fox has been there.
Oh, yeah. Bass player, I got to hook up with this guy.
Uh-oh.
You know,
Jeff, you got a job.
You know, that's right. Work with a lot of great bass players.
Some of the other places where you're performing.
We do a lot. We work with the Colored Musicians Club of Buffalo. So every year we've been building this jazz festival. So that's coming up.
That's right.
In Buffalo, New York. It's the last remaining club of its kind. So we're very proud to be part of the Colored Musicians Club. It's called the Queen City Jazz Festival. So we'll be there.
That's right.
We've been doing work with Governor's Island every year over for Army Heritage Day. So we were just there last weekend, I think.
That's right.
We're doing a lot of back and forth. It's great between
a lot
Buffalo
of work
and
with
here.
Service members too.
We do.
That's
we really
right.
believe it. It's become it's a dear mission of his, and he's been raising me, the next generation. So I've taken it on as my mission as well to support veterans here in the States, and all of our troops and all of our servicemen and women across around the globe.
I think it's great.
We think it's necessary.
Yeah. And that makes them feel good too. You know.
Well, you know what, and that's the thing. Once we're out there, you don't realize how disconnected you can feel from home. So sometimes it's that music that really brings you the closest to home, more than almost anything else. They'll send comedians, and that's wonderful, but that music has that emotional content that really pulls you back to, it pulls you back to home, and really, it just does a world of good for the servicemen and women.
Now, you traveled, have you been to Afghanistan?
We are supposed to go.
Actually,
we've been scheduled a couple times. You've been?
Yeah, I've been to Afghanistan, but before the wars, and also Iraq before the wars. Yeah. But we were a part of Desert Storm and Desert Shield back in when the invasion, took place. And most of the places we've been, more frontline action has been pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Most combat zones, we cover those. We're a frontline group, but that's our specialty.
Yeah.
We go to places that other people just don't want to go and say, well, we'll pack your bags and we'll go
Have
there.
you had any close calls?
We've had a few. We've had quite a few.
Use them as sound effects?
It's a matter of turning the road this way or turning the road that way.
You put your vest on, put your helmet on, and go, well, that's where we got to go. Okay, so we got to get to.
Say a little prayer and,
go for it.
Go.
Kind of scary. All right. Any CDs out?
Yes, we do.
We do. I have 2 CDs. My most recent one is called Kissed by Kate. We have that right behind me. I'm blocking it, but there it is.
Kissed by Kate. All right.
And Tailor-Made Jazz has their CD Agape that they're promoting.
Agape, unconditional love.
Indeed. Thank you.
Well, make sure you get a copy. Make sure you get a copy of Agape.
Sure.
And you can get it online, MelissaKate.net.
And you got the man on the radio too, Jeff Fox.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
You can present it to the program directors and see what we can do. That's the music.
Check out Midnight Snack and Kiss, and what's the other one? Messy. Yeah, for bass players.
Midnight Snack for bass players?
Yeah.
Midnight Snack is for bass players.
Messy is
Messy is for Messy is for.
Yeah. You want to play one more for us, or do we have time for another one, or what's the deal? You can do one more?
Sure.
Okay.
We'll give you a little sample of the Midnight Snack.
You got it.
It's our blues.
Hook us up.
You guys are blues fans, right? So this is for the ladies. because I heard of all those guys who wrote those songs about having girlfriends here and there and everywhere around the world. I thought the ladies deserved a blues song about the same.
I already had dinner, I already had lunch, I had a gourmet breakfast, now I need something to munch. I'm getting tired of always setting a table for two. Well, my man's asleep, but I'm still up and I need something to do. I'm gonna get me a midnight snack. I think it's time for a midnight snack. I met this cute little grocer, corner of 84th and Sloan. Works the midnight shift, and he said to call him on the phone. He said, whenever you get hungry, I got a sandwich here for making. Well, it's 1:45, and he's got the offer I'm taking. I'm gonna get me a midnight snack. I think it's time for a midnight snack. In this day and age of TV and lethargy, the only way I know how to fight obesity. Find yourself a little snack you can nibble on once your heart is racing. All those pounds are good as gold.
Oh, give them a big round of applause, everybody. Jeff Fox, Doctor, come on in here. Thank you so much. Melissa Kate, ladies and gentlemen, TaylorMade Jazz in the house. Okay. We want to thank Doctor. You got to bring your dog the next time? Okay. Dr. Imani Rosario. I left your middle name out, Doc. Okay. Jeff Fox, 3 to 7 on WBLS. That's all the time we have for today's show. Many thanks to all of our guests for stopping by, especially you, our viewer, for tuning in and checking it all out. Make sure you tune into all new Open Wednesdays with host Darren Jaime. And always remember this, what you are is God's gift to you, and what you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice and let your choice control the chooser. From all of us here at Open, have a beautiful and wonderful day. Catch you another day, another way. Love you all. Peace.
That midnight snack, we all deserve a little midnight snack.
See, Jeff, you and I could hook up for a midnight snack. You'd like a little midnight snack. In this day and age of TV and lethargy, the only way I know how to fight obesity. Find yourself a little package that you can nibble on once your heart is ready.